welcome to this week's episode of Connect, a family live show brought to you by Spectrum Television. My name is Uyaya Nekadana. As you can see the smile on my face, I am super delighted to be here this evening because all the things we have to talk about this evening is just juicy, very, very interesting, and I can't even wait. Now, the very good part about today is that I will be having this conversation with you. I will be connecting with you real time. So we're going to be having our phone lines just displayed all through the time this evening because we are raising a lot of dust. And I just want to hear Nigerians explain to me what is going on, in this love matter. But of course, there's so many things that we are going to be talking about today. I'll just do a quick flash of our question of the day, and then we take a quick break. When we return, we'll get right back into the conversation of the day. So let's have a question of the week. What did we put out on the social media? What's our question? So that by the time we take that break and return, you would have made up your mind on what your answer is, if that's a really good one. So let's go. Question of the week. Would you meet a person and marry them within 2 to 3 months? Can you meet and marry a person within 2 to 3 months? In this Nigeria, in this world, that the slogan must be man know thyself. Will you meet a person under 3 months and get married to them? Well, we'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll be bringing you responses and opening the phone lines for you to contribute what's your take on this issue right from the top. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Connect, our family live show. So let's talk. A lot is happening in this world of love. I don't know how you're faring on your own end. Is love paying you in this 2023 that the economy is biting? I hope you've been able to invest well in your relationships. But yes, let's start from the very top. Our question of the week. Would you meet a person and marry them on that 2 to 3 months? Is it realistic for you to take that kind of step, or do you think it is dangerous? Please, let's have our phone lines on the screen because today I am talking strictly with Nigerians. It is me and Nigerians. It is me and Africans today. Of course, we are streaming live on YouTube, so you can feel free to like, share, comment. Just share the feed right now and tell everyone to hop in that there is a hot conversation happening this evening on Spectrum Television that everyone needs to be a part of. There's a lot of trending things out there with regards to relationships that we are going to be sorting out this evening. So from the very top, let me take some of the social media responses that we got when we put out that question today with regards to meeting someone and marrying them between 2 to 3 months. Of course, the phone lines are on the screen. You can take advantage of it and we will take your calls. But let me start. We have Coach Annie. I'll start from Coach Annie's response. I don't know if we can have it available on the screen. So Coach Annie says, yes, you can, but you will still take a process of knowing and a cycle of understanding to stabilize the relationship. This is from Coach Annie, a certified relationship expert, sending this response today. Yes, you can actually meet someone and marry them between 2 to 3 months, but she says it will take you a process of knowing and a cycle of understanding to stabilize that relationship. Okay, let's take another response. Okay, this response is not for this particular question. So let's take another one. That's not for this particular question. Let me see. Okay, this is from Mrs. Essen. Her response is really long, and we are going to take it because it's like So Mrs. Essen says, yes, 90 days is enough to know Adam, man. She was very like explicit. So 90 days is enough to know Adam, man, and Eve, woman. If only we concentrate to number one, ask the right questions. Number two, go to the right places. Number three, listen to the right people, especially now that everyone is a relationship counselor. Number four, she said, take counsel and advice from people who are where we want to be maritally. We also have here, okay, her number 5 point says, put our hand inside our pocket or on the table and focus. Hey, serious matters this evening. She says, number 6, just to buttress her number 5 point, do the talking and not the touching. Within those 2 to 3 months, Mrs. Essen is saying you should take your time to be talking and not trying to use your hands to discover one another. Okay? Then she says, the truth is, even if you date and court anyone for years, you won't still know them fully. If God says, this one made me laugh. She said, if God says the heart of man is desperately wicked, who are you to know man fully? If the creator of the heart of man peeped and saw the heart of the creation he created and said it is desperately wicked, so how many years will you date or court a person to know how wicked the heart is before you choose to say yes? Mrs. Essen just came for us, you know. She said even God has looked at human beings and like, these people, these people are wicked, you know. And she's saying, if you put in the time, 90 days is enough. And I know that a lot of psychologists do accept that 90 days is a long time enough for you to create a habit. It takes 21 days for you to create a habit. When you do it by 90 days, you would have gained some form of mastery. So, 40 to 90 days is good enough time for you to establish. And I have once heard someone tell me that it takes a man upwards of just 30 days for him to know if he is going to marry this person or not. So my sisters, any man who is playing hanky-panky with you, calling you today, being on and off tomorrow, being indecisive, they said it takes them less than 30 days to know, after they have spoken with sisters, that, they want to be with this person. Of course, we are still handling our question of the week, and I have pleaded that our phone lines be put on the screen for you so that you can take advantage and give us your thoughts. 2 to 3 months, is it good enough time for you to meet a person and marry them, or is it a risky venture? We are still taking responses from people who did send them in. I think there was someone that shouted, no, like, don't even, go there. Okay. These are some of the responses that we have had so far with that particular question of the week. I'll try to check on our Instagram handle if we have, let me do a quick swap to Instagram and see if we have, okay, response from question of the week. Okay, yes, okay, this person says, Sophia from Ibadan says, na so my story go be. Oshe, my dear, age comes with a lot of change in taste. So this is more like when we are much younger in our 20s, we can be saying, oh no, we have to court a person or date a person for 6 months or 1 year. At this rate, I'm thinking maybe Sophia is somewhere in her, early 30s, knocking the mid 30s. And she's saying, at this point, I am open for a 2 to 3 months courtship that leads to marriage, because at this age, our taste buds for things that we desire with relationships have changed. Okay, I am all the way to Instagram now to see what other responses that we have. You can keep on just flagging us the responses that we have for our question of the week. And our phone lines are displayed on your screen, so feel free to take advantage of it. Call us, send us WhatsApp messages, and let's know your thoughts from all around the country. Would you meet me and marry me in 3 months? That's something we are talking about this evening. Spectrum Television on Instagram. Do you follow us? If you're not following us, you're not doing very good for yourself, because you will be missing some of the very juicy things that we talk about. Okay, whilst our phone line will be open and we'll keep taking that, let's go to our first trending video of the week. A lot of things are happening on this social media with relationships, and we like to bring it here and crack it down, give you perspective to some of these issues that are happening. Let's take our first trending video of the week.
Again, I have another surprise for you. Are you ready? I told you your wedding is gonna be a movie. Are you ready, Again? Are you sure you're ready? One more time, lift up your hands before we cut the cake. Lift up your hands. Lift up your hands, Again. Alex, lift up your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the second surprise I have for my best friend tonight. Let's make welcome, all the way from Abuja, one of the biggest gospel artists right now. Give it up for Moses, please! Moses, please! Hey! Even when I fall ahead, you still hold my hand. Hey! Lover of my soul, you know they break my heart. I'll sing about your mercies, sing about your grace. Hey! Now you gave us my grace. Jesus is here.
Of course, over the weekend, actress Ekene Umenwa got married, and her husband, in collaboration with her MC, did treat her to a very special surprise of bringing who we believe to be her favorite music minister in the person of Moses Bliss. And in the euphoria and of that moment, she was overwhelmed. And in one way to show gratitude for that surprise that she wasn't expecting at her wedding, the actress, Ekene Umenwa, did kneel to say thank you, or to just share gratitude, or even just kneel to the songs that Moses Bliss was singing. Ladies and gentlemen, the social media of Nigeria broke loose, and then these are people saying, oh, that was disrespectful to her husband, this was that, this was that. We really feel like the best person to say whether or not that was disrespectful is the husband, who paid and brought Moses Bliss to surprise his wife on their wedding day. What is it with the netizens and the online in-laws? I feel like at the rate which we are going, the pressure that comes with netizens having a say on what happens in people's relationships is really, really getting bad. And I think something else that is worthy of note, now this can be looked at in different ways. An average Yoruba girl is going to do what? Kneel to greet an elder. She's going to kneel to greet someone she reveres. Do you say that Yoruba women are disrespectful when that she left her husband's side to go and kneel for Moses Bliss? So if it was an older man that came to sing for her, let's say who now, the likes of Buchi, if Buchi were her favorite musician and she knelt to greet Buchi, will it still be a problem? Some of you are trying to make the problem about the hug. In Scotland, is kiss on the cheek not how people greet. These are the issues that we are talking about. Let's also see the fact that she did not only kneel down for Moses Bliss, she also knelt to greet and thank her MC at the event. So maybe it's just a cultural thing. Maybe it's just the way. Something that came to my mind now and made me laugh is people said, has she ever knelt for her husband? You should go and ask her husband. Of which he had come out to also give a response, and like all those people that are making us on social media, he has done what he wanted to do for his wife, and that's the most important part. But we have some responses on our screen that we are going to take with regards to this particular video. I think we had some responses that we penned down. Basically, I think it's just a matter of respect, of honor, of the fact that she was overwhelmed and all of that. We have a video of her response. Let's take that.
Thank you. This is me appreciating everyone who made my wedding a success. My mother, my colleagues, my friends, my vendors, everybody. Una own no go spoil. Ichoko, una surprised me. Oh my God, it was a success, and it is through the grace and mercy of God. I told Jesus to come. Jesus came to my wedding and sat. He had his own table because I told him, "But Daddy, you must be present in my wedding." Oh. And indeed he came. My friend became famous. I thank everybody. My brother Moses Bliss, Ebuka Songs, I thank you for making my wedding a success. I thank all my vendors. I thank my parents, my blood sisters, everybody, my friends. I thank everybody. Kai! Una shock me. Una shock Rumu. I came to the Blessed Sacrament and Mother Mary's grotto. Your own no go spoil. As men that have genuinely come to celebrate with me, I am Jesus' last born, and there's a reason why I'm called that. Baba, ne mere mi fe. God will bless you people. It shall be well with you in the morning. It shall be well with you in the afternoon. It shall be well with you all in the evening. In the name of Jesus, the Lord will bless you people. He will go before you people to direct you people. Behind you to protect you people. Beside you to guide you people. Beneath you to uplift you. Above you to bless you. In Jesus' name. Una all no go spoil. My Nollywood family, una choke me with love. Nollywood, una choke me with love. God will bless you all.
Of course, as we can see, the overly excited bride there did not even send 2 cents to, those on social media. But let's take a response here. Atinuke said she was just overjoyed. That's just a reaction to a pleasant surprise. This caption is misleading and instigating, not fair on the couple. Okay, that must have been for the blogger that put it up. So she was just overjoyed. Basically, that was her response to, the surprise at the event. Now, okay, the next person, Bugo Senior, says, if the guest appearance was Victoria Rienze, no wahala. But imagine the case was reversed and the husband was reacting this way to Tiwa Savage. Well, then, like someone said this evening, it is a matter of understanding between the couple. What do you really term as disrespect in your relationship with your spouse? I think this is the one that broke the camel's back for me. Adebanjo Oluwapelumi says, "Na actress, so why you na dey surprised?" I mean, it is the life of the actress. She's just acting out her life. You shouldn't be surprised that this is the way that she chose this evening. Would you really say that, you know, that was disrespectful to her husband? She kneeling down to celebrate the very delectable surprise by Moses Bliss at her wedding, and also kneeling to thank her MC for, you know, putting together the surprise. I think at the end of the day, some of us just blow things overboard, and this can be the crux of the problem with relationships. We blow things out of proportion. The thing that should be handled as a small issue, we let it blow up, and then we will now need external support to gauge and be like, okay, what do you think? What do you believe? Is this right? Is this wrong? And then before you know it, it's just like some proverb says that too many hands attempting to cook spoils the broth. Too many, you know, mouth. I think it was also AJ saying yesterday, I think sometime over the weekend, Anthony Joshua, the boxer, who was saying that, you know, he loves to stay, you know, with his mom. He's 34. He hopes the person he marries into the family gets used to that, because he doesn't like even intend to move out. He wants to live with his mom permanently. Of course, there's a lot of reaction, but I think what got my attention is the fact that Anthony Joshua said he makes sure that he lives his life outside the frenzy of social media, so that people are not tempted to want to have an opinion with the way he lives his life. I think that's a very, very important thing that, you know, people should do for themselves, or else these social media people, they will drag your marriage and they will skyrocket it for you. But these are some of the trending, you know, conversations we are having. We'll take a quick break. When we return, there's so much more. The next one is about to scatter your data. And I hope that you keep those calls coming by the time we return. Let's take a quick break. When we return, Connect continues.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421, and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Welcome back, and thanks for still being there. This is Connect, brought to you by Spectrum Television, a family live show where we like to, you know, put touchlights on relationships, man-woman relationship, parents-children relationship, holistically. We need to be able to connect with one another, and that's what we discuss here on Connect. This week, we are looking at trending issues on social media with regards to relationships. A big question also is the impact of social media on relationships. The impact of social media on relationships. We have what we call online in-laws who tend to try to have a lot of opinion on what goes on in people's marriages and people's homes when they put out those pictures or those videos on social media. The impact of social media on relationships. What are your thoughts? Are you exposing your relationship to things that you are hearing people say or videos that you are seeing on the internet? Of course, we did also send out our question of the week, of which we're expecting you from all over the country this evening to call in and send us your response. Would you meet a person in 2 to 3 months and marry them? Do you think that 40 to 90 days is a long enough time for you to be able to know a person well enough to marry them? Of course, if you're just joining us, we've talked about that. We've shared some responses from our social media platforms. You need to follow us on YouTube to catch the broth of that. You just hear one of our responders gave us such a really funny end. She said, even God said the heart of man is desperately wicked. Is it now you that thinks you have all the time in the world to discover, how wicked a person's heart is? But that's, basically it so far of the things we've talked about on Connect this evening. We have another trending video that we want to take this evening, and we'll get right into the conversation.
Our traditional marriage, and my fiancé wants us to start having sex, and I refused, and he's angry. But our white wedding is still in view, and I don't think it's proper because I'm a Christian.
You don't think it's proper to have sex
Before our church wedding?
after your traditional wedding?
Yes. The wedding process is still halfway
So your husband is half husband.
because the wedding process is still halfway gone.
Okay, I've not had this before. So I've only heard of half brothers, half sisters. I've not heard of half husband. So until you now do the wedding in church, that's when you have a full husband.
We are completely married. I'm not saying he's full or half.
If you have sex after you have done your traditional wedding, is it fornication?
When our church wedding is still in view, yes. Because
Why?
marriage is honorable.
Okay, so there's no honor in the process of your traditional wedding. It does not have honor.
No, not that. But what I'm saying is we are not completely married, and so sex is just totally...
I don't understand why you feel that your own traditional marriage is not complete if you have not done the white wedding. You don't read your Bible. Jesus Christ went for a wedding.
Really funny scenario, but that's a really tough question that is being asked. The lady, of course, credit to Sheung Babs for this video and the original owners of the video, but we saw it on the on the social media, and it's a question that we decided to bring forward. Now the lady is asking, I have been traditionally married to my husband, but we have not yet done the white wedding. Is it okay to go ahead and perform the conjugal rites? Did you watch the face of the man that she was speaking to? He was absolutely flabbergasted. Like, he was surprised. Like, what is this woman talking about? But I don't have an opinion, really. I do not have an opinion with this. But what's your take? Would you, perform your conjugal rites? Would you perform your conjugal rites after your traditional wedding, or wait for the white wedding to be done? Now, part of the biggest argument is that, oh no, the white wedding is not our tradition. We borrowed it from the white man. Where did this see in the Bible? For Christians, where did this see in the Bible where it was written that, you should have white wedding? And I think that our Muslim brothers, right, I don't think that they have any other ceremony apart from when the families meet. I think, please, I'd really love for a Muslim to call us and tell us how, marriage rites are done. I don't think that you go to the mosque to bless your marriages. I think once it's done at the family level, that's basically it. But it would be really beautiful to know, for a Muslim to put us to perspective as to how this is done. Over time in the Christendom, this has, brought up all kinds of controversy. Is it the traditional marriage that holds more right than the white wedding and all of that? A lot of people are of the opinion that the white wedding is a borrowed tradition from the Westerners, not necessarily our thing. But a lot of responses came out for these, and I'd like for us to take some of the responses that we have. And I think for the lady who was asking the question, one of the responses that we got is the fact that this borders on conviction. If, as the lady, she's not comfortable to go forward and perform her conjugal rights after her traditional marriage, then by all means, no pressure. If your traditional marriage was on Thursday and your white wedding is on Saturday and you have waited all this while, why not just wait the extra 2 days if your conscience cannot take performing the conjugal rights between those 2 days? You can wait. But another question is, what of those people that do their traditional marriages like a month apart from when they want to have their white wedding? What then happens? These are some of the questions that we have. I think we have a call. Let's take our first call for the night. Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Engineer Shegun from Ota.
From Ota. Good evening, Engineer Shegun. Thanks for joining us.
Ogun State.
Ogun State.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I always enjoy your program.
Thank you very much.
Honestly.
Thank you.
Honestly, it is barbaric for someone who I wanted to marry, a lady, will be telling me after white wedding. What sort of nonsense is that? He has begun a total control. She's having a total control over his husband already. Okay. Is it biblical? After traditional wedding, that is what we believe. Every other thing is mere fallacy. It is just social life, high life is what it remains. The best thing is that they have honored the parents, both parents, by doing their traditional stuff. After that, even before then, somebody like me, I will have been enjoying myself with her. If he cannot enjoy herself, he should go. So that is my take.
So what
the girl is taking it too far.
Shegun, what of the question of honoring God? Because that is where people bring that context of.
They have honored God. They have honored God by obeying their parents. The two parents have come together for the normal rights. Which other thing is he requesting for? Okay. What is white wedding?
What is white wedding? Big question there. Shegun called us all the way from Ota, Ogun State this evening, and he's really displeased with that lady. His opinion is that she's even taking some form of authority over her husband. But then, just to buttress what Shegun said, I think it's a matter also of understanding and mutual consent and understanding between the couple. Let the couple do what works for them. If you want to wait for your white wedding, by all means. If you think that there is no problem after your traditional wedding, I think another thing is people often will now say, why not bring your pastor to your traditional wedding to bless the marriage after your parents have done their blessing? So we'll take this other video now side by side with this other one we have just finished of a certain female pastor here in Akwa Ibom State, where gospel hypers did put up a video of her having like an altercation with the father of the bride because of this same issue of who joined you. Let's take that video so that we can have both conversations in one flow.
So, Hanover, has he satisfied you? Has he satisfied you in all that you wanted?
They're already husband and wife.
No, they are not. Until we pronounce them. Until we pronounce them. That one is good, yes. But has he satisfied you?
They're already husband and wife.
Okay, did you hear what I said? I said, has he satisfied you? You are not coming to make a pronouncement here. I will make the pronouncement. Has he satisfied you? Did you give him a list? He doesn't understand? Okay, you are not from Ibibio.
I am.
If there is anything, I saw you dancing on Thursday. What were we doing there on Thursday?
I joined them together.
No, you didn't join them together. You collected what was left for you because I permitted it. Yes, you didn't. I am the one to join them together. In the name of Jesus, I am the one. Did this young man satisfy you according to the tradition of your list? You gave him a list. Did he satisfy you?
No, it's not the woman I'm asking. I'm asking you. If you say you've joined them together, we dismiss. Everybody goes now. Did the young man satisfy you?
What should I say?
No. You are saying no.
I have said it satisfied me. I've joined them together.
What is the problem there? Did the young man, has this young man given you your traditional rights?
Yes, yes.
That is what you should say. That is what you should say. As you said that now, you have said it. Better say, I joined them. You did not join them because I am the one to join them. Yes. Amen. Hallelujah be to Jesus. Actually, I don't go for traditional marriages. Apart from my son that wedded, I went. But I was at the traditional marriage on Thursday. Put your hands together for me. So I am a witness.
Well, we have it there. The clergy woman was in that altercation with the father of the bride, saying she is the person with the sole responsibility of joining the couple. The father was insisting that he did join them traditionally, and she said, no, I have the right. I am the one that has the right to do this journey. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see when the father attempted to return? Okay, I think we have a call. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening. My
Good
name
evening.
is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
I'm coming from Niger State.
Hi, Michael.
Mina.
Thanks for calling.
I'm very happy to have had this very often. You see, do we have an institution called a tradition? Do
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
an institution called the church?
Yes, we do.
And do we have courts?
Yes, we do.
Everyone should be certified before you are called that. If you stop from tradition, no, it does not give church what they really want. And the backing of the ground should be the law or court. That's why all of them should be certified before you be an owner. Sometimes if you stop at tradition, the church will remove their hands. It's you and God. Even when people are saying the wedding in Cana, wedding in Cana, Jesus was there and they were practicing Judaism. But after the death of Jesus Christ, Christianity came up. What I want people to understand is if the law of the land comes up and say, oh, did you wed? Court will say yes. When they ask church will witness. If you did not do, church will say no. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we lost his call there, but he was making really strong points. Crux of which is, if there are these institutions in place, you should try as much as possible, if it's, it's something important to you, to honor each of these institutions. I think we have a caller on the line. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, so Mike, our last caller from Niger State, is saying that there is the institution of a court, there is the institution of the church, and the traditional institution. And if it matters maritally, try and satisfy all of these institutions before you can now lay complete ownership of your spouse. I think that is also a very, very good line of thought. If you are a Christian and you believe that, honoring God in the way that the church says is honorable is important to you, then you should go ahead and do the same. Of course, we are treating trending issues with relationships this evening, and we're looking at the impact of social media on relationships. The impact of social media on relationships, that's what we're looking at this evening. We've brought you various videos. The last one we just saw was the altercation between the pastor and the father of the bride, where the pastor is insisting that she's the one that has the authority to join the marriage, of course, between the couple. Is she right or is she wrong? Was the father of the bride right or wrong? I will piggyback on what Mike just said. The father did his responsibility at a traditional level. When you come to the church, where the pastor is in charge, then you give her room to do her, carry out her own roles. I think we have callers on the line still trying to call us. If you're please having a problem getting through, feel free to send us WhatsApp messages, and we will take your WhatsApp messages and take your calls also. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Steve Jacob. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Prince Jacob from Ogun State. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Steve Jacob. Yeah. Thank you. I want to make a contribution to the matter, at least the one I met. And number one, I want to say I'm really, really sorry that I was not able to follow the program from the beginning. I missed a lot.
You can always get back to YouTube and watch it all the way from the beginning. We are streaming live and we'll have it available. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that information. So from the one I met, what I would say is that the altercation between the father of the either the boy or the girl and the pastor shouldn't have happened. Because if the father had believed that he has joined them, then why are they coming to the church? He shouldn't have followed them to the church now, since he already knows that he has joined them. So he is supposed to have allowed the church tradition to go on without any interruption from him. So he's supposed to cooperate with the pastor so that the journey in the church will be done hitch-free. So, and the second thing I want to say is this. From my heart, or in my own mind, or in my own consideration, or in my own insinuation, I believe if a man and a woman had traditional marriage, the father had given the woman to the man and they are married traditionally, I believe they are already husband and wife.
Okay.
But if you don't want to stop there and you want to go on to the church and to the court, let it be done appropriately. If you know you are still going to the church, don't put your wife in the house and be having carnal knowledge of her when you know you are still going to the church. So, but if you don't plan to go to the church again, for me, you are justified. But if you plan to go, let it be done properly, so that the Lord also will be by your side in the time of crisis.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prince, for calling us. I think he called us from Ogun State. Thank you so much for that contribution. I like the wisdom that is flowing. Even our last caller before, Prince, said the same thing. If you choose the institution that you want to go by, try as much as possible to honor it. Now, there is no problem if you want to stop at the traditional level. But if you want to go on to the church wedding, Prince is saying there is no need to head on and have a carnal knowledge of your wife. Wait until the wedding. And like, some of the people have said, if you had waited this long, why not? What's happening with the 2 days, the 48 hours in between? What's the rush? You can always wait. Well, we've been having this great conversation. I like it. Thank you so much to everyone who has called in so far. Our phone numbers are still on the screen and we are taking reactions. Our time is almost running up. Whilst we'll still take your reactions to these matters, I will bring up another one. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening. My name is Prince.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
I am Prince.
Okay, hi Prince. Good evening. Where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Lagos, Ikorodu.
From Lagos, Ikorodu. Thank you very much, Prince, for joining us this evening. Let's have your thoughts.
All right. I watched the video that you showed about the marriage in church and the father of the bride.
Mm-hmm.
So my own opinion about what is happening in the church is very, very wrong. First of all, we have different institutions of marriage. We have African is known to traditional marriage. It's not known to the West. The West, the marriage that is known to them is white wedding, which Africa is practicing, is imitating. White wedding is not our marriage. It's not part of us. It's not our tradition. It's not the way our lifestyle. We just copy it from them. That's why they call it white wedding. White wedding. We are not white. And you wearing white garments and black suits to the church is just like a custom that has been used to the African people, which they copied from the white. That is the custom of the white people. A white man, once he is done with white garment and black suit, that they are done with the marriage. It is fictional. It is personal to go to the court and register your marriage. It's not like the thought that are joining you guys together. No, it's just for normality. So you register it to make it official, to make the government know about it. In the cases of divorce or traveling abroad, that is used for the registry.
All right,
now,
thank
when
you.
it comes to the traditional marriage, that is the real marriage. That is the real marriage. It is the father that has the right to give us his daughter. Without the father agreeing to give us his daughter, marriage cannot take place. Pastor does not have the right to give us another man's child to another man's daughter to another man.
Okay, thank you so much, Prince. Thank you so much, Prince.
You can go to church for a blessing of marriage. For a blessing of marriage. That is accepted. Why don't we have a traditional marriage again and then go do another marriage? Two marriages at the same time. White marriage and African marriage.
All right, thank you very much, Prince, for your contribution on the show this evening. We absolutely thank you. Thank you, Prince. Thank you. We've gotten the crux of your contribution, and we absolutely appreciate it so that we can go to the concluding part of the show. Thank you. Of course, most of our callers this evening are establishing that you must do what is right by the institution you have chosen to. Let's take our very last clip for the day. There is a post that was made by social media influencer Solomon Buchi earlier on today or yesterday, and it's causing quite some kind of controversy. Let's read it, and would also take one or two calls to be able to take this. Now, I think there was, some information that went out there, and he was responding, and now he's talking about conjugal rights within the context of marriage. No, let's go to this is a second. Okay, this is the first one. In a sense, Solomon Buchi says marital conjugal rights is conservative. Even in its most unorthodox expression, there are confines within marital conjugal rights which should not be defied. He now said boredom is a part of marital conjugal rights. You definitely will plateau. If you desire marital conjugal rights to be as thrilling as premarital activities, you will crash. Now, you can read it for yourself in the words that are on your screen. But this was Solomon Buchi's words earlier on today, and he caused, a lot of people are like, what on earth are you really talking about? Now, a lot of people feel like this particular statement from Solomon Buchi, now, to be fair, this is just an extraction out of everything he was talking about. But if you go to the page, you realize that most of the responses were on this particular post that he made. Now, people are asking, are you, asking people to continue to, have premarital affairs, or are you encouraging people to have extramarital affairs, saying that stolen waters is sweeter? You're now saying that when it is inside the context of marriage, it's not so interesting, it can be boring. That's what is suggested. Let's quickly take some of the responses that we have with regards to this, and that's where we'll be wrapping up our show for today. Responses. Okay. Well, this was just another post that Pastor Bolaji Idowu had recently said. He asked, so someone sent this as like a collaborative speech. What exactly is going on? I'm tired of begging married people to sleep with each other and single people not to sleep with each other. These are the real questions that people are asking. And Solomon Buchi is saying that it gets boring and quite conservative there in marriage. So this response says Solomon Buchi is talking too much lately. If his marriage is not sweet, he should talk. Hey, this one hits below the belt. Well, that was someone's response to that. And that was Nick from Uyo. Francis from Uyo says, well, at least he is a married man, so maybe he has some personal experiences before saying this. I've also heard a lot of married people talk about how, conjugal rights becomes tiring after a while in marriage, because gone are the days when you used to wish for it or even unlawfully have it. When it lives with you and you can have it at any time with your spouse, it hits differently. I'm saying you can't be so sure he doesn't know what he's saying until yourself you are married. Okay, this is Francis from Uyo. Birthday from Jos said too many unschooled persons have gotten access to platforms and microphones recently. This one now don't talk say conjugal rights in marriage now commitments, as if the others that are not saved do not stay committed to each other even with premarital activities. Okay, but they thank you from Jos. Lots of responses. Let's see, we had another response. Why should we, okay, what does this even mean? This is Mrs. Eve. She says, what does this even mean? In response to Solomon Buchi's post, why should we be having premarital affairs in the first place? They will use all their energy to do what does not concern them or what nobody sent them in pre-marriage, then bring leftovers to the marriage bed. Mba. Well, marital conjugal rights is what you make of it. This is the part I love. It can be sweet, thrilling, exciting, something to look forward to, and more. As you make your bed, now so you self go lie on them. I think this is, really, really true of the situation. However you make your bed in the marriage context, it is how you are going to lie on it. Do we have any other response? Okay, so Coach Annie also sent us a response, and she said, in a sense, he's telling the truth. After some time with the same partner, you need to work up things to keep exciting. The hormones play a great deal too. Age, childbirth, raising children, chores, bills and billings team up to dull the edge of marital koinonia. But a trained spouse will know when to reinvent and keep the sparks flying. That was from Coach Annie, of course, responding to Solomon Buchi's statement, of today. I think that's pretty much some of the responses that we had. Okay, there was another one here from Mrs. Joe, who said, my brain is already spinning. In summary, what he is saying is that we should have extra, premarital affairs for thrills and then be bored in marriage. I mean, people just saw this in different ways. But that's the much we can actually take on Connect this evening. It's been really, really thrilling going through social media and talking about some of the trends that have broken out. What kind of impact have you had allowed the internet to have on your relationship? Are you sieving what you listen to, what you watch, and what you read on the internet, and how it impacts on your relationships? We need to be careful so that we can custody the health of your relationships. With regards to whether or not you're going ahead for conjugal rights after your traditional marriage, most of our callers have said this evening, do what works for you, especially if you choose to honor all of the institutions that are set up for marriage. You have court marriages, you have traditional marriages, and if you're a Christian and you want to do it the Christian way, you know the rules of the Bible with regards to marriage. It's been so thrilling. Thank you for everyone who called in from Lagos, from Ogun State, from Niger. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Mike, and everyone else who even tried to call but couldn't reach out to us. It's been a great delight doing Connect with you this evening. Until we return to your screens again next week, Wednesday, my name remains Uyai Anyekan. Make sure to do all you can to make sure that your relationship is working. Family life is worth the investment. Good night, Nigeria.